Hello, class. Here we are again, and we are starting a new unit talking about the words and things in our classroom. And so, what I'd like to start off with is this crazy idea of what if you came into the classroom and you could not talk, and I could not talk, and the only way that we could communicate would be through gestures and our hearing and maybe gestures with our face as well as our body. So kind of look at this gnome, this creature here with his hands up in the air to give you an idea of how it's going to go today. So for this lesson, we're going to start with our visual word wall. And these are pictures. And what I'd like probably a couple of volunteers from the class to do is look at some of these pictures and see if you can figure out what the word is and through gesture and maybe write it on your word board. All right. So this one that I'm starting with here is the word point. So if I couldn't talk, I would point to the word point. So I'm pointing, right? And maybe I would write on my mini whiteboard the word point, P-O-I-N-T, and show everyone that this is the word that I'm understanding as being the gesture of point. All right, so let's move on. And I'm going to ask for a couple of volunteers. Let's see, Anahit, maybe you could look at one of the words up here on the visual word board, like this one here. And so through gesture, try to communicate what that word is. And so the goal is either light or idea or thought or something like that. And so, for example, I would probably, do something like, psh, like I was having an idea, or I could see again. Or I'm thinking of something and it's like a big light bulb moment. All right. And then we could write the word light or thought or light bulb on the mini whiteboard and then leave it open to discussion. So, let's see, we can probably try one more here. We have this picture here, which is actually a visual of a desk. And so by getting up and moving around and like pushing the chairs in and tapping on the desk and using your body language, hopefully the group would come up with the word desk. And then we could again write it on the mini whiteboard and or write it, in some way that we could communicate the word of desk. All right, so the way I'm going to tie this in for you guys is if we couldn't speak coming in the classroom, it's sort of like if you were coming in the classroom and you didn't know any English. And so what we'll do is try to use words and cognates to exemplify how words could sound the same by writing them on the board. And because we are not speaking, we're going to use gestures like embarazada means pregnant, and the word, and it sounds very much like the word embarrassed, and kind of gesture, pregnant woman or being embarrassed or shy. So I want to try something new today. We talked about this in the past, but I really think it's going to be fun. And so you downloaded that app, Gestures or Heads Up, on your phone. We're going to use our cell phones, which is going to be really fun, and pull up that app. You're going to have a leader in your group. It's going to be 4 to 5 people in a group. You're going to have one leader, and that person is a charade game. And so what I mean by charades is that the group sees a word on the person's forehead. So you're holding it up like this, and I'll give you an example. where the phone is on the forehead, just like that, placed on the forehead, and the group is in front of you, 4 to 5 students. And I don't know what the word is up there. I can't see it. So the group's job is to describe it. And then, so for example, the word is heart. Okay, I know that's not a classroom word, but it could be part of a classroom. And the word is heart. I don't know what the word is up there, but the job of the group is to describe it so that I can say heart. And so it could be doing a symbol like this, where you do the heart, or showing love, or like kisses, or hugging each other, and then going back to holding the heart and pointing to the heart, and even doing a drawing on your whiteboard of the heart. And so when finally the person, me, guesses it, I tilt forward and it says correct. And then we go to the next word. So we'll try a few of those and see how it goes. It's going to be fun, and I think you're going to be addicted to it later. So, or even now. Okay. And then if there's any confusion during the whole process, remember we have our handy dandy red, green, and yellow cards. The green is you're on the right track. Like you can hold the green card and say, okay, you're getting closer and closer. And or confusion, there's confusion here. You need more clues. And I could use that as well. Or stop right there. You got it. You got it. And so using the red card, green card, yellow card, you can help and coach along the person who's holding up the phone using the gesture app. Okay, and to conclude, what we're going to do is a popcorn discussion. And I really love those because we're going to be able to kind of analyze what just happened, the whole process of using a visual word wall and using the Heads Up app, and just figuring out if we can actually learn more English without using our voices so much, and by gesturing and using real world examples. All right, so some of the questions that I'm going to ask you is like, what was the hardest part of using gestures? Like, was it coming up with them, or too many at once? And what gestures worked better than others? And I think another question would be like, what worked and didn't work in using gestures to help communicate needs at school, if it was applicable to doing that. So let's get started with the Heads Up app for charades, and it's going to be fun. Thank you.